Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother coming to you live from beautiful Hollywood, Florida. And today I'm going to touch on a brief topic entitled The Two United States. Yes, there are two United States. Most people do not understand that. But before I begin, I wanted to know we are not lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. Do not give legal advice. This information is for educational and informational purposes only. Okay? It's information that must be known by we the people. Okay? So let's begin. There are two United States. We have the United States with the 50 continental states, that's the landmass, and then we have the United States, which is the corporation. And we're going to show you the difference and what does that mean. Under 28 USC, USC means United States codes. Under the 28 United States code, 28 USC 3002 15A, A as in apple. Anybody could research this. The United States is a federal corporation. Let me say that again. 28 USC 3002 15A, A as in apple. The United States is a federal corporation. What does that mean? What does federal mean? Well, federal means like national, like joined together. Okay? It's a corporate term. The United States is also only in the District of Columbia. This is under UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, under UCC subsection 9, that's 307, under depth or location. It says the United States is in the District of Columbia. Very, very important. So in other words, that 10 square mile known as DC, the District of Columbia, that is the United States. That is the United States. DC is the United States. That's why it's not a city, it's not a country, it's not a state, it's not a county. It's exactly what it is. It is a district. It's a federal district, a corporate district, okay? It was formed on February 5th, 1871 under an act for a district, okay? It's the corporate seat for the government, the federal government. Federal means joined together, mean national, meaning all the states joined together under one law that's known as federal, okay? And there are many case laws where the Supreme Court even admit this, that there's two United States. So with that being said, for example, many times we hear the terms like the United States and its territories. This is something that we the people must know what that means. The United States, the District of Columbia, the corporation, its territories were originally Guam, Puerto Rico, Northern Somalia, Islands, etc. Those are franchise of the District of Columbia. Those are corporate entities who are District of the District of Columbia. Now, as time goes by, this federal corporation, DC, it stretches its tentacles into the states with what was known as the Buck Act, spelled B-U-C-K, then the word Act, A-C-T, in 1940. Okay, so the Buck Act extend federal territory within the state. That's why we'll see stuff like, for example, how they do this is like the feds will say, okay, we're going to sponsor a road within the state. Federal funding comes to fund that road, and any kind of federal programs that the state consent to. That's how the federal United States Corporation, through the Buck Act, got its clause within the states. So in every state, there's also two states, okay? We have the geographical state, and then we have the state of, which is the corporation. Let me give you an example. If any one of you look at a map of the 50 continental United States, you'll see on the map, you'll see New York, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Florida, etc. You will never see the word state of. You will never see the word state of New York, state of California, state of Mexico, state of Wyoming, state of Florida. You'll never see that. Why? Because there's a difference. For example, I'm in Florida, so I'm using Florida, and this applies to all states. Florida state is from the borders of Georgia all the way down to the Keys. Okay, that's Florida state. That's the geographical location. The state of Florida is the corporation that administers the jurisdiction of the Florida state. In other words, if somebody get a ticket, for example, John Brown, notice the ticket will say the state of Florida versus John Brown. It doesn't say Florida versus John Brown, but the state of Florida, because the state of Florida is a corporation which is housed in Tallahassee and is domiciled in the District of Columbia. Okay, very important. And this goes across the board. In every state is the same thing. If somebody get a ticket in New York, it's the state of New York versus the person. Okay, so the state of is a corporation. Now, as we go by, like I said, this was extended through the Buck Act, and the Buck Act is very, very important for people to understand. Anybody could research it, and it shows the difference between the two United States. Now, what's also interesting is this: the United States Corporation. It was a private British company that was doing business overseas, okay? And then later on it was domiciled into DC. It all have to do with commerce and commercial. That's why it have to be on water, meaning maritime admiralty jurisdiction. That's why DC is located, and that Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Liberty is on the water, on the river, because it's admiralty law, meaning laws of the sea. Everything is commerce. Water is money. Water is defined as money. For example, if you notice, sometimes you're looking at forms or filling out paperwork like bankruptcy, any kind of paperwork, you'll see they ask question like, how much liquid asset do you have? How much liquid asset? So money is liquid. The banks, for example. What is a bank? A bank is to guide the water that flows, what we call a river. So on both sides of them you have the bank, and in the middle you have that water which is known as a river. And the banks are what keep the currency flow, the water. Okay, so bank, currency, river, all maritime jurisdiction have to do with water. Where did this came from? Well, it goes all the way back to the times of the Romans. What the Romans did, they made what was known as an admiralty maritime law, meaning it's a law to try pirates that was caught at sea, so they could try them at sea. So maritime laws have to do with sea and commerce and water. Okay, so when they take this towards the court, when one enter into a court, they're actually entering into a maritime admiralty jurisdiction with that commercial flag, that military flag. That's why you have that military flag with that gold fringe. That's another study for a long time, but you can do your research. So everything is based upon commerce and water. Crime, for example, crime is money. Okay, that's why when somebody allegedly do a crime, they are charged. Okay, just like when we go to the store and we purchase something, we have to pay a charge. Okay, charge have to do with commerce. All crimes are commercial. Okay, so like I said, the United States Corporation, it's a corporation, and when they use the term, for example, public policy, these are semantic, linguistic, which the average person doesn't understand. The word policy, it's just a code word, layman term, means interest. So when they say public policy, public is also another code word for government. For example, if they say public park, it means government park. If they say public street, government street, anything public, public schools, government schools, etc. So when they use the two words together, public policy, public means government, policy means interest. It just simply means government interest. Public policy means government interest. Okay, very important to understand. And like I said, the United States Corporation have its clause in every state through the Buck Act. Okay, and do your research and you'll find out what's going on when they talk about public policy or the United States policies and interest, and why a lot of we the people's rights are ignored. Because a lot of time it's ignored. Why? Because of public policies. Okay, policies are not laws, as we studied before, as we researched before. Codes are not laws, statutes are not laws, regulations are not laws. Okay, what is law? common law. Common law means natural law. Natural law is like basic. If you injure me, you're supposed to restore me. If I injure you, I'm supposed to restore you. That's what common law is. You know, do no wrong to no one, and do not allow anyone to do anything wrong to you. Do not do to others what you will not have them do to you. That is the law and the prophets. That is common law, natural law, the laws of nature and nature's creator. What happened, like I said, we the people do not understand what's going on anymore. You know, people are distracted with Hollywood, entertainment, and stuff that sometimes just distract. You know, so people don't have time to study, research. People work hard. Cost of living is high, so people get distracted. And sometimes I understand why. You know, because it's easy to be distracted with just trying to make a buck to survive. But while we're trying to do that, you know, they're I should say enemies within that infiltrate and try to destroy the people's freedom through statutes, codes, regulation, policies, and in a sense make the American people become slaves. Okay? In other words, so many statutes and codes, a lot of them are unconstitutional, meaning they violate our natural rights and they get people into all sorts of trouble, which are naturally not trouble. You understand? So people have to be living like people are living in like a cage. They're like choked in with all these statute codes and regulations. That's not freedom. That's not what the framers intended when they put the Constitution in place. So just keep on studying. This is a short video, and like I said, just spend some time, do a little research, so you could know your individual rights, protect them, and educate your public officials too. A lot of them don't know these kind of things. They just do their job, and a lot of them honestly are doing the best that they know, you know. But then there's a system that was put in place with an intent to destroy the freedom of the American people, and I'll do that in another video. So until then, Shalom Aleichem, and may the Most High, the Mighty One of Israel, continue to guide and protect you and your loved one. Shalom, shalom.